Joe Biden, and I support gay marriage because marriage should not be limited to just a man and a woman, because it's 2020 and people can do whatever they want with their bodies.
LGBTQ community, which stands for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer, has been on the lower end of the spectrum lately and has worked their way up to create awareness for their way of life. These Americans have different views and feelings that we need to take into consideration. Gay marriage is becoming more accepted in states that looked down upon them in the past. Gay marriage is legal in every state in the United States of America.
Same-sex couples should be able to have visitation rights in the hospital, joint ownership of property, life insurance policies, etc. That's only fair. It's what the Constitution calls for.
In tonight's news, Democratic frontrunner Mike Bloomberg just announced that he'd be building his policies off of Obamacare. We will wait to see how this will affect him in the future.
Mike Bloomberg wants to take the time to fix the system we currently have to purchase a gun. Mike wants to build a more effective background check to ensure the person purchasing the gun is well qualified and safe to own a firearm. Keeping guns out of the wrong hands will ensure that people will be safer in their communities and know it is safe to go out and about. Protecting kids in schools is something that will benefit from a better background check. Parents will know it's safe to send their kid to school every single day, knowing they're going to come back safe and sound.
There you have it. We'll see how this policy of following Obama's policies affects Mike Bloomberg and his future poll numbers and the rest of his campaign. Thank you for tuning in tonight.
I'm Bernie Sanders, and I want to cancel all student debt nationwide.
Bernie wants to cancel all loans for every student. Students can go to school for free and not have to worry about paying to get an education. A kid can go to school and receive a good education for free. Students have to pay too much money for their education and books, and Bernie wants to abolish that completely. Free college would give kids an opportunity to get a job and be able to make money and eventually have a family to provide for. This will help kids growing up that don't have the opportunity to go to school, since they have to make money for their families while they are only 17 or 18 in order to have a solid source of income. Bernie's socialist policies will help kids around the United States receive an education for free.
Hi, thank you for tuning in. Tonight, we're going to be taking a look at the Democratic nominee, Pete Buttigieg. We are going to be looking at some of his left-standing gun violence policies, and we're going to take a look at how that might affect him in the future.
Banning AR-15s will benefit everyone. Schools will be safer, and that is a big priority into doing this. Taking away the ability to purchase a gun of this much power.
Do you think this is going to affect local school districts?
Well, I believe AR-15 should not be regulated in the U.S. We don't need them here. We can be strictly to handguns only, and I don't believe that AR-15s are even necessary for citizens to own.
For things like universal background checks. For us also to tighten up the ability of the federal government to enforce some of this gun trafficking that goes on, which has been one of our focuses among the mayors against illegal guns.
You heard it from the man himself. We thank you for tuning in to JSTC, and we hope you have a beautiful night. There's a reason why Bernie Sanders is the front runner for the Democratic Party, but yet no one on the Democratic Party wants him to become president over Biden. It's because he's a socialist and he'll be running on socialist values and will eventually take America down because
Bernie Sanders wants to raise minimum wage from $7.25 to $15, meaning when you double the minimum wage, people are going to be losing more jobs and benefiting from just keeping their jobs.
Doubling minimum wage now will cause more employees to be laid off, so the company can only keep hold of the good employees that will pay $15 an hour, meaning out of every 4 employees, 2 will have to be let go.
Cost over $60 trillion, that's with a T, over the next decade. That's more than the current total projected spending of the government of $52 trillion. Another way to look at it, it would be 2.5 times bigger than FDR's New Deal.
The stock market is soaring to record levels, boosting pensions and retirement accounts for hardworking Americans.
I support Donald J. Trump because of the economy he has created over the last 4 years.
This week, the stock market soared to record highs, highest ever.
When he runs again in 2020, I will once again be voting for him.
The stock market has gained almost $3 trillion in value since the election.
Because I've seen firsthand jobs being created.
The stock market, meaning companies, have been hitting new highs
In our country, as well as the economy and stock market going up at an incredible rate.
Trade deficit has dropped by more than $50 billion. And
This afternoon, Donald Trump was spotted down at our southern border informing citizens on his border control and security policies. Here's a clip from today.
Border securities have increased during the terms of President Trump. A safer border can prevent illegal immigrants and drugs coming into America, which can cause havoc among cities and other civilians. Statistics show, under President Trump, that our borders are becoming safer and over 450 miles of wall are planned to be built by the end of 2020.
Hopefully what Donald Trump has done earlier today will affect his poll numbers in this upcoming election. Thank you for watching and have a great night.
Hello, I'm Ted Cruz, and I just wanted to let all of you guys know that my Christian values have influenced my politics and how I see things in America today. I plan on making America a debt-free place where everyone can live their lives to their fullest. But first, we need to enact some laws in place so that this can become reality without actually putting us further into debt.
Creating more jobs for the people is a big way to help Americans and ultimately help the economy. More than 6 million jobs have been created under the terms of President Trump, which is a great thing for the United States. Ted Cruz has stated before that he agrees with Trump's policies on creating more jobs and the unemployment rate at an all-time low.
Earlier today, Ted Cruz has made a statement regarding Donald Trump and his impeachment trials. He states that both Hunter and Joe Biden must be held accountable for their collusion with Russia. Let's take a look at what he said earlier today.
Joe's son, Hunter Biden, should be investigated due to his collusion with Russia, and Joe should drop out of the race immediately.
If the House manager's case is based on the allegations of corruption concerning Hunter Biden and Joe Biden being a sham, then it is directly relevant, and I got to say the need for the Senate to hear the testimony of Hunter Biden has become all the more relevant.
Biden did is a disgrace. What his son did is a disgrace. The son took money from Ukraine. The son took money from China.
I'm Ted Cruz,
I'm Donald Trump,
and we approve this message.
Well, there you have it. There's Ted Cruz's statement from earlier today. Will it affect Donald Trump or the Bidens in this impeachment trial? Thank you for watching. Have a great night.
Donald Trump is a racist, misogynistic leader who needs to be stopped from becoming president in 2020. Donald Trump repeatedly has said that he does not like
As I am, okay? When Mexico sends its people, they're not sending their best. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
and has also argued with world leaders over climate change and other pressing issues on our world today.
Scientists who say it's worse than ever.
You'd have to show me the scientists because they have a very big political agenda, Leslie.
I can't bring them in.
Scientists also have a political agenda.
Donald Trump and his racist supporters have repeatedly said to immigrants to leave the country.
All right, yeah, get him the hell out of here, will you, please? Get him out of here. Throw him out.
Now, why would a president want to enable this action in his supporters while also wanting a community of Americans to come together like he says they do?